Hi, good morning from London, England, or is it good afternoon or good evening? From your host, your guy himself, DLG Reppin. This is good morning from London, England to wherever you are in Russia, Spain, France, Italy, Mauritius, Botswana, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Australia, New Zealand, from Western Samoa. You could be in Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Panama, Brazil, from Peru, Argentina, wherever you are around the world. This is your host, your guy himself, DLG Reppin, greeting you all. And this is a morning podcast for the Everton v Arsenal game, wherever you could be watching around the world. That could be anywhere around the world. So I'm going to go into my starting 11. I'm going to go into my 7 substitutions that I feel that should be on the bench, as well as my starting 11, my own starting 11. And the formation I want to see us play is 4 at the back, 3 in the midfield, and 3 up the top. So without further ado, let's go into the Everton v Arsenal match preview. It's a ground that we've done quite well at in the past. We've got a number of homes and wins. 6-1, opening day of the season. Thomas Vermaelen with his debut goal. Never forget that. And the Les got situation where he was not overly committed to playing for Everton because he was going Man City. We were dominant in that game. Denilson scored a scorcher of a goal. We won 5-2. Lacazette on the score sheet with Ramsey. And then Wilshere, we've won 4-1. We've had some great times at Goodison Park, but this will be anything but great. I'll tell you that now. Everton, them 2,000 Everton fans will let them know that they're in a big game and they will demand to beat Arsenal. And you know what? They should demand to beat Arsenal because they're going to be favourites to win this game. Hands down, they're going to be favourites. They've been magnificent. Their midfield of Alan Decore, Abdoulaye Decore, Alan and James Rodriguez. That free trio in that midfield, that is phenomenal. They've been phenomenal as a unit and individuals as well. For me, we're going to have a difficult time. It could be a very long ass 90 minutes, let's be real. So without further ado, we're heavy underdogs, without a doubt. We are heavy underdogs. We've been crap all season, really. We have been dominantly crap. And I just don't know where we're going to get our next wins. We've got Everton, followed by Chelsea and Brighton. How many points? Come on, Arsenal fans. Be honest with me. I want your thoughts on my question. How many points out of them 3 games in the league? I don't see it. We'll be lucky to get 1. And that might be away to Brighton. Chelsea will not give us no mercy. Neither will Everton. And Everton will start off as odds-on favourites in my book. I'm just being real. Because we've got too many individual players who have completely failed under free management. If you include Ljungberg as an interim manager. They have failed, got away with the sentiment, and taken the pee out of us for a number of years. Holding, Bellerin, Xhaka, Kolasinac, Mustafi. That's 5 I've named. Oh, I can name some more. Lacazette. That's number 6. Who's the 7th Arsenal player who's not good enough? I will name him out. But I'll tell you what, it's time for a change. But then again, I'm not here to talk about Arsenal Football Club as a whole general. I'm talking about my starting 11. And in goal, Bird Leno. For me, he couldn't do nothing about the goal, but He's having an average season, I have to say. But he's still our number one goalkeeper. And I don't think Renarson's going to push him for the number one shirt, whether he's not good enough or whether he's not good enough yet. But anyway, Berliner in goal. One of the best shot stoppers in the Premier League. And normally good at his one-on-ones, but he got done by Walcott's chip. And that's because he never stood up for long enough. The trick is, if he had stood up for as long as he could, he might possibly have saved that. But anyway, Berliner in goal. Right, the back four, Cedric Suarez must start. Must start. Big game player, a proven big game winner, big game right back defender in terms of his positioning, his defensive positioning, his concentration, and going forward again, his positioning. He knows when to run into the space. He knows when to receive the ball where he runs into the space and puts in the crosses that will cause problems for any defences, especially when he's having a good game. For me, Cedric Suarez has got to start. If he brings back that Bellerin, he's asking for the sack. Players like him will get him the sack. Anyway, Cedric Suarez starts. The centre-half pairing, now we've got no Gabriel Magalhaes because that idiot got himself suspended. He not only got himself suspended, but he could have cost us. He's lucky that he hasn't cost us another 3 points at home. Well, he'll be watching this game from the sideline because I'm going to go with, if it was down to me, I'll go with William Saliba. You know, that's the defender I'll go with. I'm going to drop Holding. He's another player that has to go. I don't want to see Holding in an Arsenal shirt again. I think he's inconsistently poor than consistently terrific. So I'm going to go with Gabriel I'm going to go with William Saliba. And I'm going to go with I'm going to go with William Saliba for me. Because of I think he's got the pace, the ability in the air. And he's a world-class defender in the making. If a bigger club gets hold of him, just look at what happened to Gnabry, for example, world-class player, and we can turn him into a world-class player at Arsenal. Wow. So yeah, William Saliba as a centre half. I know Gnabry's a winger, but I'm just using that as an example. In alongside William Saliba, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. I don't want to see Mustafi or Holding playing for Arsenal again. Callum Chambers for me. You know, someone with a wealth of experience, but someone who's had a wealth of experience on the treatment table. But however, whenever he comes in, he does a job. So for me, I'm going to go with Saliba. I would go with Luiz, but I can't trust him in a back four. And I don't want us to go to Goodison Park with a back three just to suit the capabilities of David Luiz. No, we're going with a back four, and Callum Chambers is the one who's got to play in there. Unless he gets injured somehow, well, not somehow, or Saliba but I know it won't be like that. He'll go with Luiz and Holding, which is a nightmare situation. But I'm going with, if it was down to me, I'll go with William Saliba and Callum Chambers. Left back, Kieran Tierney. No arguments there. For me, captain material, world-class material, offensively and defensively. And is a straightforward, easy choice for me. We just need to get an understudy left back to, see if he can push Tierney to limits. And I want a competition in that place because Kolasinac is dog ass. Real truth. Fact. Right, the three in the middle. Oh, I've got no Thomas Partey and I can't see him playing for Arsenal this year, for the rest of this year. I ain't going with Granit Xhaka because he's a guy who does not deserve to play for this football club ever again. What do I do for a holding midfield player? Well, I'll go with Mohamed El Neni. Someone who's basically keeps the ball simple. He puts in challenges, well, when he can. I think he can do that role for me superbly. We need someone who can move the ball a bit quicker. And he's a lot mobile than what Granit Xhaka will ever be. His mobility is everything of what Xhaka's never going to be. So Mohamed El Neni in there, he'll give you at least protection. Or if not the protection, he'll give you something to... He'll give you something simple, you know. And I'd like to see him pass the ball forward more, which he's capable of doing. My two midfielders in front of him, I'm going to go with Joe Willock, the energy. We need goals from midfield, and he is scoring from midfield this season. All right, albeit in Europa League, but it don't matter what competition he's doing, he's getting his goals. He's getting goals. So for me, Joe Willock is ideally the right man to go in that number 8 role. And the number 10 alongside him has to be Willian, because he's got the capabilities of playing in there. You know, he understands that position better than Lacazette, better than Willock. Willock is never a number 10. He's a number 8. So our number 10 for this game has to be Willian. With his complete experience, I'll expect him to turn up. I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe on the right, the front three. Right wing forward for me. I feel that he has got a lot to prove, and this is one of the fixtures that he's got to make up for getting himself sent off versus Leeds United. All is not forgiven, and believe me, all is not forgiven as such. But he's got to earn that forgiveness from me, personally. I don't know about millions of Arsenal fans, but he's got to earn that forgiveness from me and me personally. So I'm going to go with Nicola Pepe. On the left, maybe our player of the season, Bukayo Saka. For me, another good game. He had another brilliant game, in fact. And for me, I'd just like to see him continue with his progress. How can he be dropped? How can he be a substitute? This guy does not deserve to be dropped, let alone bench. This guy deserves to be starting every week while he's performing to his maximum capabilities. For me, Bukayo Saka on the left. Up front, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now that he's got a goal, maybe that will increase that confidence levels. And once that confidence level goes up, you will see, and I'm talking about you lot around the world, you will see why he's the only striker within the last 5 years to outscore Lewandowski in the Bundesliga and in all competitions. This guy is a ruthless goal scorer. And he showed that against Southampton. Southampton fans thought it was never going to happen. Well, they got opened up. A lapse of concentration for a couple of seconds, and he's in on goal, scoring again. And it's wonderful to see him score again. Now we need to get him scoring so we can put that smile back on his face. When I don't see him smile, it makes me nervous. I admit it. It makes me nervous. Does it not make you nervous, Arsenal fans? Leave it in the comment section below. Well, it makes me nervous. I'm telling you, Arsenal fans all over the world, wherever you're listening and watching. Aubameyang. Right, the 7 substitutions. Alex Renarson. I always struggle to pronounce his name in full. A good, decent, I'll say a very good, decent number 2 goalkeeper. Waiting to, trying to push Leno. God knows what happens in training. I'd love to see it for myself. A whole couple of hours of Arsenal players training and see for myself how really good he is. And a number of players. Well, to see who's not good enough and who is good enough. Well, we obviously know who's not good enough on a match day. And the ones that are good enough to play for this football club. For me, he's on the bench for me. Because he's good enough to be on the bench. My second substitution, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for his versatility. I mean, I would have considered starting him at right back for this game, but I'm going to go with Cedric Suarez because he's performed well in that position on a couple of occasions. You know, especially going forward, he is always willing to put a cross in, and if he doesn't get the cross in, he makes sure it hits the left back and comes off the left back for a corner. That's the reason why I put him in the first team. Maitland-Niles, for me, he's a decent emergency cover for a right back, but he's not an actual born right back. I want to play players who are born in their position. And I've picked 11 players that are born in their position. And Maitland-Niles is a midfielder. Maybe another number 8. So I'm going to go with Maitland-Niles on the bench. David Luiz is on the bench for a simple fact is I can't play him in the back 4. He's inconsistent in that position. If I play him in the back 3, we'll see a different side of him. But for me, he is a back. He's a backup to the 2 centre-halves I've picked for this game. And I'm going to go with David Luiz on the bench. Substitute number 4. It's got to be the versatility. No. I'm going to change that. Elneny will be on the bench. Luiz will be starting this game in the midfield because we need a bit of steel, you know. And Luiz is a guy who's defensively switched on in a defensive midfield role. And he can play a key good pass from defence to attack. So Mohamed Elneny on the bench. Luiz will start alongside Willian and Joe Willock. Right. Substitute number 4. Oh, this is a tough one. Substitute number 4. I suppose with Holding, he will have to have that place. I'm short of talent in that area. So I'm not playing players on sentiment. I'm not playing players to get myself the sack. And he's one of 6 or 7 players that risk getting Arteta the sack for me. So I need to be playing players in their position who deserve the opportunity. And then I only played Willian. I've played one player out of position, which in Willian's case, because he can play in that role. But we haven't got anything better. Holding on my bench. He's been off form. And he's been given so much sentiment. I don't know why he starts every game. But for me, he's on my bench. Dani Ceballos. Now, I like him. But in a game like this, it will be played with higher intensity, in your face, dogged tackling. And where Dani Ceballos can put in the tackle, he will get out-bullied physically. And I don't want to see him getting out-bullied. That's why I've gone for Willock and Willian. You know, they understand these big games away from home. And, William and David Luiz especially, because they understand these big games. With Joe Willock, he gets what it means to play for Arsenal. He actually gets it. When he's off the ball, he will put in a tackle, an honest tackle. When he's on the ball, he will drive at players, beating 1 or 2 players. But the only thing with him is getting his head up. If he gets his head up and finds that he can play with his teammates, we've got an exceptional player, in my opinion. Anyway, so Ceballos is on the bench because I don't think he's technically capable of beating a man on a run, where Willock can do that. And we might need that drive. Substitute number 5, following... Number 6, following Balogun, ahead of Eddie Nketiah, for me. Holds the ball up well, closes down. He's another one who can close... defenders down. He's got an assist in his game this season, and he has scored a couple of goals for us. For me, he'll be ideal to be on the bench. Substitute number 7, Gabriel Martinelli. I say, forget about Lacazette, forget about Nketiah. Gabriel Martinelli, he is completely made for this fixture. Physically strong, quick, immense pace. I'm talking about physically strong, good header of the ball, and he's got goals in his game. My word, I predict for next season this guy could make a huge impact under a manager who believes in him, who trusts him to be consistent. And I have to really question Mikel Arteta's judgment on Gabriel Martinelli, and with a number of young Arsenal players as well. And I'm sorry, I don't know why have I not got Reece Nelson on the bench. I don't know why I have not got... you know what? Reece Nelson will be on the bench for this game, actually. He has to be. It's an attacking outlet. Holding, bugger off home. Stay at home. So my 7 substitutes bench is Renarsson, David Luiz, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Reece Nelson, Ceballos, Folarin Balogun, and Gabriel Martinelli. That concludes my substitutions. And that will conclude my starting 11. And my formation is a 4-3-3. We're big club Arsenal, the 3rd biggest club in English football. And we're meant to be attacking most of these teams above us. So the aim for me is to get 3 points, even though we're going to go in as heavy underdogs. But I still want a mentality of a football team who never knows when they were beaten. That used to be the old Arsenal back 15, 17, 19 years ago. This Arsenal has been a complete joke with a capital J. And I would want a performance in this game, especially the first 20 minutes. It's going to be very, very, very important for me. Scoreline. If we're going to get a win, it'll be by 1 clear goal. I can't see us winning by 2, let alone 3 clear goals. Arsenal fans, you hear me say it all the time. Leave your score prediction, your thoughts in my comment section below. Smash the thumbs up like button and please help me today. Let me repeat that again. Please help me to subscribe to my channel today. Thank you very much. And speaking of thank yous, I'm going to end it here and say, ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching, etc. I'll be back this afternoon, or maybe later on in a bit, with more football content. And I'll bring you the latest football content once you help me subscribe to my channel. Other than that, do enjoy your day. Remember, comment, like, and subscribe. 70 subscribers, 930 subs to go before I can start streaming. And I'm good here. Thank you very much for your time and your effort for watching my channel. Anyway, I'm out of here. See you later and be nice.